Hey guys, Tony Maritato here, licensed physical therapist, and behind me on the screen is one of my favorite YouTube channels related to pickleball. It's Primetime Pickleball. They're talking about mistakes made with a backhand return or volley, and I want to talk about the muscle action that's required for this basic motion and how it relates to rotator cuff injury, rotator cuff pain, or rotator cuff tears. So I'm going to play this in a slow motion speed so that we can kind of watch what's going on. So right here, she's got the wind up, she's got the contact, and she's got the follow through. And it's a beautiful stroke, and you can see here when she goes into her backhand, she winds up, and right as she makes contact, that motion is essentially internally rotating the arm and horizontal abduction of the shoulder. Those two motions are usually pretty comfortable even when somebody has a rotator cuff tear or injury. But what happens is as she starts to accelerate through toward the ball and at contact with the ball, that's probably one of the most challenging positions for somebody who has an inflamed rotator cuff tendon, whether it be the supraspinatus or any of the 4 rotator cuff muscle tendons, because that is taking you from a horizontal adducted position to an abducted position. It's taking you from internal rotation to external rotation, and that is typically the hardest position for the shoulder to move when it's actively inflamed and painful. And then of course, after she makes contact with the ball, finishing in this nice high externally rotated abducted shoulder position. Again, that's a really challenging position, whether you have limited or full range of motion. Just knowing that that's probably going to be one of the hardest things for you to deal with if you continue to play pickleball with an inflamed shoulder. So what we want to understand is we want to say, well, is there a way for me to still utilize a backhand strategy to return a ball without necessarily compromising the integrity of the rotator cuff muscles themselves? So this is all great. I would use exactly your same technique for your wind up. And then once you're making that contact, while it's ideal to finish in that high abducted position, to conserve kind of what's going on in the shoulder, what I would recommend is you swing through, you make beautiful contact, and then you finish in a low palm forward position. You're still going to get the external rotation, but now your hand is going to be down by your thigh rather than up over the shoulder. That's going to allow you to continue to play while you're figuring out what you're going to do with the shoulder. And it's going to reduce the active exacerbation and the damage associated with whatever is going on so that you can manage the symptoms. You know, part of keeping the sport that you love in your life is understanding how to modify the things that you're doing so you can continue to play without causing more tissue damage and trauma before you get full recovery. So guys, if you have more questions, I'm going to go through a couple of the other movements, like we'll go through a forehand, we'll go through a serve, but I just wanted to start with the backhand because I know this is one of the most complicated movements for anybody who's dealing with shoulder pain. I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for watching.